Tina Turner, the Queen of Rock. She was called the Queen of Rock and Roll. Her voice could shake the world. Her energy on stage was electric. But behind the fame, the music, and the power, there was a woman who faced pain, fear, and deep loss, and who found the strength to rise again and again. This is the story of Tina Turner. Tina Turner was born as Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939, in a small town called Nutbush in Tennessee, USA. Her family was poor. Her parents worked hard but had little to give. When Tina was still a young girl, her mother left the family. Her father followed soon after. Tina felt abandoned. She lived with her grandmother and later with other relatives. Life was hard, but there was one thing that gave her joy: music. At church, she sang with passion. At home, she listened to rhythm and blues on the radio. Music became her safe space. She dreamed of something more, even if she didn't know what yet. Then, one night changed everything. She went to a nightclub and saw a band playing. The group was led by Ike Turner. When she got the chance to sing during a break, she surprised everyone. Her voice was strong, raw, and full of life. Ike noticed her talent. He invited her to sing more. Soon, she became the lead singer, and then his wife. Ike gave her a new name, Tina Turner. Together, they became stars. In the 1960s and 70s, they created hit songs like A Fool in Love and Proud Mary. On stage, Tina was fire. She danced, she sang, and the crowd loved her. But behind the lights and music, something terrible was happening. Ike was controlling, violent. At home, he hurt Tina emotionally and physically. He didn't treat her as a partner. He treated her like property. Tina felt trapped. She was afraid, exhausted, and alone. Why didn't she leave earlier? Many ask that question. But when fear surrounds you, when someone breaks you slowly, day after day, it's not easy to escape. Still, somewhere inside her, a small flame stayed alive. A voice whispered, "There is more for you." In 1976, after a fight in a hotel, Tina made a brave decision. She ran away. She had only 36 cents and a gas station credit card. But she had something even more powerful: courage. That moment changed her life. The years after her escape were difficult. She had no money, no career, and no one in the industry believed in her. But Tina refused to give up. She worked in small clubs. She sang in TV shows. She cleaned houses. She did everything she could to survive. And in this dark time, something beautiful entered her life: Buddhism. A friend introduced her to chanting. At first, she didn't understand it. But as she repeated the words, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, she felt something inside her begin to heal. This chant became her daily practice, her strength, her way to transform pain into peace. Buddhism helped her believe again. I am not weak. I can create a better life. In 1984, Tina released the album Private Dancer. She was already in her 40s. Many thought her career was over. But then came What's Love Got to Do with It?, a #1 hit. Tina Turner was back, not as Ike's partner, but as her true self. The success of Private Dancer marked a new chapter. Tina was not just back, she was bigger than ever. Her energy on stage amazed people across the world. She broke records with her concerts. In 1988, she performed for over 180,000 people in Brazil, one of the largest audiences ever for a solo artist. She didn't stop there. Tina released more hit albums like Break Every Rule and Foreign Affair. Songs like Typical Male, The Best, and I Don't Wanna Fight became anthems of power and independence. Her voice was full of life, pain, and hope, and millions connected with it. She won 8 Grammy Awards and sold over 100 million records worldwide. She became one of the most successful female artists in history and the oldest woman to top the Billboard charts at the time. Tina was not only a singer, she was a symbol, a woman who rose from abuse and silence to become a global legend. Her concerts were more than music, they were celebrations of strength. And every time she stepped on stage, she reminded the world, this is what freedom sounds like. She also found love again. In 1986, she met Erwin Bach, a kind man from Germany. He respected her. He supported her. They stayed together for decades and married in 2013. When Tina became seriously ill, Erwin donated one of his kidneys to save her life. It was real love, gentle, loyal, healing. But Tina's journey was not only about music or romance. It was also about motherhood and grief. Tina had 4 children, 2 biological sons, Craig and Ronnie, and 2 stepchildren for Mike. She loved her children deeply. She once said that being a mother gave her joy, even during her darkest times. But even in this part of her life, pain followed her. In 2018, her oldest son, Craig, died by suicide. He was 59 years old. Tina was heartbroken. She said, "I still don't know what took him to the edge." She spread his ashes in the ocean and said goodbye in silence. It was one of the deepest pains of her life. But just 4 years later, in 2022, another tragedy came. Her younger son, Ronnie, died from cancer. Tina lost both her sons, the 2 boys she had carried, raised, and loved. Can a mother survive such pain? How does someone keep going after losing so much? Tina did something extraordinary. She turned to her spiritual path. She chanted, she cried, she reflected, and she chose not to be angry at life. Instead, she spoke of gratitude, of peace, of letting go. She once said, "I am still learning to let go of the past. I am still learning to smile with pain in my heart." Her strength was not just in her music, but in how she handled loss with grace. In her final years, Tina lived quietly in Switzerland. She enjoyed the calm of the lake, the mountains, and her garden. She continued her Buddhist practice and kept in touch with fans through books and interviews. In 2018, she published My Love Story, where she shared everything: her childhood, her marriage, her escape, her success, and her pain. She wanted others to know, even after the deepest sorrow, you can find peace. On May 24th, 2023, Tina Turner passed away. She was 83 years old. The world stopped for a moment. People cried. People remembered. She showed us that, even after pain, we can find peace. Even after loss, we can stand again. Tina Turner is no longer with us, but her light remains. In her music, in her story, in all of us who listen and learn.